These are times fans went too far and tried humiliating rappers. And first up, we gotta start with Lil TJ and his disrespectful fans from the UK. Because on November 13th, 2022, Lil TJ performed at Club Switch in Southampton, a city in England. And everything was all good at first, but for some reason, Lil TJ cut the performance short and left the stage after a few songs. This upset some fans in the crowd, so after the show, TJ was chilling outside the venue when he was approached by a group of fans. And a video later popped up on the internet showing him getting into a huge brawl outside the venue with some of his fans. Police and security guards eventually had to break it up, and at the end of the video, you could hear Lil TJ telling them, "Don't touch me." The footage quickly went viral, and rumors started going around that the fans also snatched Lil TJ's chain. But he instantly hopped up on the gram and shut the rumors down, letting everyone know he still had his chains.
Try really take my chain, it would have been a lot of those right there.
If that wasn't enough, it only got worse because a few days later, the rapper was performing in Manchester and threatened to fight a fan since he threw a water bottle on stage and got water all over TJ. So TJ stopped the show after that happened and told the audience, The fan was brought near the stage, and the security roughed him up a little. So Lil TJ quickly made it clear to his UK fans that he wouldn't tolerate disrespect. But what happened to Lil TJ is nothing compared to what other fans did, because one set a rapper's car on fire, another broke into their favorite rapper's house. But first, let's talk about Pooh Shiesty, because in May 2021, Shiesty was performing at a nightclub, and during the performance, fans stole all of the money that was hanging out of Pooh Shiesty's pockets. And before the incident went down, someone recorded a video of Shiesty during the performance that showed him with bankrolls stuffed in all of his pockets, and the stacks were way too big for his pockets. And moments later, a fan in the crowd could be heard saying they jacked Pooh Shiesty.
They hit him for his money. They done jacked Pooh Shiesty. They jacked Pooh Shiesty. They took his money.
And another video showed Pooh Shiesty leaving the club wearing a ski mask with a rod in his hand. And just after he passed the camera, a shot could be heard as everyone panicked and rushed out of the club. This situation quickly went viral on the internet, which made the police look into the situation. So on June 8th, Pooh Shiesty was arrested for the shooting and was forced to testify in court that he had been robbed, which caused him to pull his strap out in the first place. And a security guard was hit in the ankle during the incident, which is one of the reasons he's doing time in prison right now. But Pooh Shiesty isn't the only rapper from Memphis who had to deal with crazy fans, because Glorilla also had some problems with a crazy fan at one of her shows in Oakland. Because after Glorilla found out that the promoter only paid her for hosting instead of performing, she and her team walked off stage to exit the venue. And this made many fans upset since they didn't know what was happening. So as Glorilla was leaving, one of her fans threw her drink all over her and spit in her direction, since she was mad that Glorilla didn't perform. And after the situation, Glorilla cleared the situation up with a tweet saying, "No way you think I'm performing when you paid for a hosting, crazy tail self." She also made another tweet about the fan saying, "Ain't no spit on, ask that how her face feel though." But now, let's move on to when fans broke into one of their favorite rappers' crib. Because when NBA Youngboy was living in Houston, his fans quickly discovered the house's exact location, since it could be seen in some of his music videos. So one day, some of his fans decided to pull up and break into his home. They even recorded themselves robbing the house. They found keys to Youngboy's cars and all, including his Bentley, Rolls Royce, and McLaren. While they were rambling through his stuff, they couldn't believe what they just pulled off.
And Youngboy taking his.
When Youngboy saw the video, he wasn't impressed and instantly went to Instagram to call the fans out on how they only got away with a pair of his cameraman's Gucci flip-flops and some loose change left inside the cars. But the fans claimed they took more than that and demanded a $30,000 ransom for the stolen property. Youngboy later got in touch with the dudes on Instagram, but instead of offering them the $30,000, he asked them to drop their location.
What up? You want to buy your back what? You ain't get you flunked out. I'm trying to see where you at. You dumb mother. What you got? $20 out of car? Nah, you know we got out of that cab.
They were spooked when they heard this, and the situation went no further than that. But at least Youngboy can be grateful the crazy fans didn't cause too much damage. Because the same can't be said about Rico Reckless and his situation with the fan. See, one night, Rico was leaving a gas station to go hop in an Uber when some of his fans spotted him and asked to take a picture. While they were all posing for the pic, one of the fans said, "You wear that chain in real life. I wish I would have had my move." The fan was basically saying he would snatch Rico's chain if he was strapped. Rico then told him to do something then, but the dude backed off and said he was just playing. He still wanted to take a pic, but Rico shut it down and got in the Uber since the fan was playing the wrong way. Then after the Uber took off, the dude started blowing at the car and hit the back window. Rico got hit in the back, but luckily it wasn't too serious and he made a full recovery. Rico spoke on the situation in interviews too.
They waited till I got 5, didn't get the clap in the heat, and I ended up just getting shot in the back.
Over a picture?
It was over. So the exact thing that happened was I was in the gas station in Chicago. This happened in Chicago. I was in the gas station in Chicago walking out. You get thinking that tweaking, and then I don't even really know what happened.
After news broke that Gunna was released from jail, many YSL fans had something to say about it. And it's because Gunna took a plea deal to get released and admitted to a judge that YSL is a gang. The judge also asked him a bunch of other questions about YSL and Gunna that made it worse for other YSL members. So fans and rappers instantly called Gunna a rat on social media. And one fan took things so far that he pulled up to Gunna's crib and threw a ton of cheese at Gunna's car because of what he did.
Leaving cheese for the rat.
And that's not the only incident. Some more fans spotted Gunna at the mall and chased him out of it because of what he did. In the video, you could also hear people calling him a rat, while others call his name.
Yo, Gunna. That boy's ugly, boy.
I'm also giving $100 to one person who subscribes in the next 7 days. So subscribe. But now, let's move on to PNB Rock. Because before he passed, he had a problem with a fan in 2017 because YouTuber Queen's Flip tried pulling a prank on PNB, but took things too far.
You ain't been through what I've been through. You not like me, and I'm not like you. I'm like an animal head when I spit this crazy.
Because after Queen snatched PNB Rock's daughter's toy, Rock wanted all the smoke. And they tried telling him it was a prank, but he wasn't hearing it. So he squared up with Queens and threw a few his way. But nobody was harmed in this situation since Queen's friends eventually settled everything down. But that's nothing compared to what fans did to NLE Choppa, because he got into it with fans not once, but twice. Because the first incident took place at the beach, and the fans supposedly swung at Choppa since he wasn't in the mood to take a picture. And from there, it was an all-out brawl. Not too long after the video went viral, Choppa went on Twitter to defend his actions. So he made a tweet saying, "Y'all never got hit in a fight before." Bruh asked for a picture. I said no. I'm enjoying myself, and I get called scary and That situation eventually died out. But not long after that, Choppa had to throw hands again with another crazy fan. But this time, it was way worse, because after NLE Choppa sneak dissed Youngboy on Twitter, Youngboy's fans were pissed at Choppa. And one fan went a little further than others, because while Choppa was at the airport waiting to catch his flight, one of Youngboy's fans pulled up on Choppa while recording and kept asking him if he's NLE Choppa.
It's scary. Yeah, are you NLE? I asked you mad times. What? Stop playing with me.
The fan then swung at Choppa, and the screen went black. And Choppa and the fan got into a little scuffle. And after all of that ended, the fan was seen talking on the phone, explaining what he just did to NLE Choppa.
He just beat up NLE Choppa, the rapper. That ain't about nothing, ain't big NBA.
The crazy fan started spreading rumors that he dropped Choppa, but that wasn't true.
Yeah, I just knocked out NLE Choppa. He's a Oh, 4K Trey in his all his victory.
Yo, this boy done knocked out. Who you knocked out? Yo.
And Choppa explained in an interview how things really went down. Let's hope fans stop picking with Choppa, but we also have to hope fans stop harassing Quando Rondo. Because after fans found out that Quando Rondo had something to do with the passing of King Von, Lil Durk and Von fans instantly started to hate on him. And now, Quando always has to look over his shoulders, since he doesn't know who's out to get him. And things have recently gotten so bad because one of Quando Rondo's crazy fans pulled up to his grandmother's house since he wanted to get Quando touched. You could even hear Quando's people in the background who were confused about what was happening.
Where the the little at? Lil Quando Call that little boy. He live. You see what I'm at? No going on at your grandma's house. I'm in that bottom at your grandma's house. Pull up.
And Quando recently spoke on the situation in an interview with Say Cheese TV. Here's what he had to say.
That dude, man, yeah, he's actually, man, I don't know, man. I think dude got a mental problem or something. He was actually running around the city doing that to a lot of people who is making noise that he didn't want to make in the music scene.
But that isn't the only time Quando had problems with fans, because another fan tried to test Quando's diamonds for a YouTube video, but wanted to pull a camera trick. So he turned the diamond tester off to make it seem like Quando was broke. And Quando felt like the dude went too far with this.
That ain't to touch my chain.
Are you down to the train?
Man, little bro, quit playing with me, man.
No, I'm chilling, y'all. I'm chilling.
Huh?
I'm chilling.
And Quando warned the dudes that they can get murked for playing like that.
Yeah, y'all got that fake diamond tester. Nah, y'all playing get murked like that. And get laughed at. He did.
Yeah, you're right.
Now let's move on to Trick Daddy, because Trick was chilling in his hometown, but his guard wasn't up because he left his old school sitting outside in the middle of the hood. And out of nowhere, some crazy fans set Trick's car on fire and fled the scene. He wasn't able to catch who did it, but he recorded a video of the aftermath.
Hey, set my shit on fire, man.
It's burning inside, Keon.
In the inside. In the inside.
The dash on fire.
They done, oh God.
Thankfully, no one was harmed in this situation, but Trick eventually went live on IG and explained what happened. And if you thought that was crazy, click this video to see times rappers got checked by goons.